Thank you, Lori. I'm only up here out of simple fairness. I had asked my colleagues to do something very difficult, which was to limit their comments or their presentations to 10 minutes and also focus on one specific strategic research recommendation. And I thought I would see if I could do that myself. Part of the motivation is I mentioned this morning that I had attended an ARPA-E event, and what really impressed me was that the goal is not to just find projects to do, but to find programs to do that will not just produce an incremental result, but produce a commercialized result of something that's a true breakthrough, and do it with a 3 or 4 year program. We can't, and my experience is it's very difficult under the contracting terms that apply at the state level to do a project that gets something out into the public domain in 5 years. So I thought this was wonderful, and I thought, well, let's ask ourselves whether we could do something like this. So now I've done something here. You know, I have a list of things that I've been thinking about. I've got to boil it down to one. The one that I really care the most about is not going to be my recommendation. It's kind of captured in this set of charts. You know, if you look at renewable deployment over the next 20 years or so, you know, there's a question, and the question is, where is it going to happen? Is it going to happen at the utility scale, or at the building scale, or somewhere in the middle? And can it happen faster if you integrate among those things versus just do one or the other? Well, I would like to see that looked at more carefully than I did, but that's not going to be my recommendation. And I'm just going to start with some of the things that I've considered. One of them was mentioned this morning, I think by Mark, that deploying energy storage in the big grid doesn't happen very fast. And if renewable energy deployment, variable renewables, are going to go pretty quickly, we might want to consider how it would work to couple the storage with the individual power plants. And I didn't pick that one because it probably is an appropriate focus for some other programs. Offshore wind integration, I think, is a whole different question than we've addressed in onshore wind integration. Our wind collaborative did a good start on that, and lots of people have followed. Again, this is something that the federal folks and some folks in California agree that there needs to be a West Coast emphasis in this. And again, this is something that other programs are probably better able to take the lead on. RESCO, we had for those of you who don't know the acronym, it's Renewable Energy Secure Communities, a peer program, and peer is thinking about going to the next round of projects. And if it's a really important thing long term rather than just some demos, then there's a question of whether there should be a long-term plan. And so that was another thing that I thought as a possibility that we might take on. But again, this is this is something that I think is peers' decision as to whether it's needed, and it may not be timely. Some of us, and particularly one of our CalIris advisors, Larissa Dobriansky, and I have been trying to encourage the U.S. Department of Energy to do something that would help help California, frankly. We have a lot of projects going on, and have I talked for 7 minutes already? Well, anyway. Okay, so that's fine. See, that's exactly what we need. Okay, so I'm not going to say any more about that. And I'm not going to say any more about a renewable heating and cooling center, and I'm not going to say any more about renewable natural gas hybrid solutions, and I'm not going to say any more about a California Renewable Energy Future Center study, but I am going to say something about renewable energy economic research. And it came up several times this morning. And, you know, really, I think the bottom line is that it's no longer, as someone said, a question of levelized cost of energy. There is so much diversity in renewable deployment, different sizes, different ownership, different ways of approaching it, that the risks involved, the weighted average costs of capital, the financing gimmicks and financial engineering and all of this is something that really needs to be understood. We're trying to plan, you know, what's the best combination of things to do. And, you know, we can't just process them through some standard economic model and say, this one is cheaper than that one. It doesn't work that way. And I think economic research is not my bag, so by the way, this is not a self-serving recommendation. I'm just saying I see a need, and I would like to have someone at least say, yes, yes, find some people to work on that, because I think this is really important. So I think I did it in 10 minutes. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you very much.